Hi everyone, Miranda here, and I hope you guys are having an amazing day. Okay, today I'm jumping on because it's my Wednesday live. I've not done the last couple of weeks, but this week I am right back onto it. Okay, Wednesday live. Okay, every single week I'm trying to pop up and do a live for you guys. Okay, so today's live topic is parenting as a team. Okay, so these lives are going to be available. They're also going to be part of my blog posts and stuff as well. So you might see the same information on a blog post, but everyone consumes information differently. So if you want to watch, that's great. If you want to read, that's great. Anyway, today, parenting as a team. Hands up, if you're watching, hands up or drop a like, whatever, to let me know, do you find it hard to parent as a team? If you're someone with little kids and it's sort of a new thing, this parenting as a team thing, it can be really, really hard. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to share some strategies with you, or share some tips, I suppose, to parenting as a team, and then I'm going to talk about how we go about doing that in our family, I suppose. Okay, again, hoping that the kids are happy watching TV just for 10 minutes. That will be awesome. Okay, so the first thing that you want to do when you're parenting as a team is, first of all, before you even get to any of this stuff, is think of yourself as a team. Okay, so you are a team. You and your partner are a team parenting your kids. Hi, Kate. So basically you need to think of yourselves as a team. It's like being part of a football team. It's like being part of a netball team. It's exactly like being part of a team at work. You're not there to try and get more, or to get more from your partner, or to be the person who gets more me. It's not supposed to be a selfish thing. Okay, parenting and relationships are supposed to be all about what you can give and get. It's a really, really sort of amazing flow that you can get between people. Okay, same as with parent to child, same sort of thing, but it's a much more mature thing, obviously. So between you and your partner needs to be something that is give and take. It is not all one person taking, it's not all one person giving. Okay, so that's what it needs to be, ideally what we all want all of our marriages to be, right? Okay, so the first thing you need to do is think of yourselves as a team. And if things aren't working, if you're thinking, oh my gosh, the other one's not loving it, the other one's not doing the things that I want them to do, don't like what the other one's doing, don't think about what the other person is doing, think about what you can do to change it. Because it's not changing by you standing there going, oh, I wish they do. That's not actually changing it. Hi, Leisha. That's not actually changing it, all right? So the way to change it is to get going, okay? And that's my first little point on my little amazing thing that I've got here. Take the initiative in your relationship. Okay, yes, this is about parenting. Yes, I'm going to relate this to the kids and stuff, but take the initiative. Okay, and I'm not saying charge ahead and have to be the leader and have to tell everyone else what to do. That is not what I mean. What I mean is take the initiative. If your partner is not doing things that you want them to do, take the initiative and show them what you want. Take the initiative and do something for them, yeah? Take the initiative and actually go, you know what, I'm not going to stand here and just whinge about all what's going on, because that's what politicians do that we don't trust, right? We want the ones that are actually going to say how they're going to change things, and we need to be the same in our relationships. Okay, so taking the initiative and going, you know what, this would be really great if you could bath the kids at 5 or whatever time you bath your kids. This would be really great. And you might want to remind them again when it's 4:45, because people don't always remember. Okay, that's fine. Everyone has their own mental sort of memory system and what's going on in their head. All right, so take the initiative and give them, like, help them and say, look, I need your help with this because I can't do this by myself. I really would love you to help me with this. The kids are going to love it too, because you can, play bubble beards or whatever you're going to do. Okay, so that's one way you can take the initiative with your partner and just go, I'd love you to be more involved in their life. I really, really need you to help me with this. Okay, so taking the initiative means you need to keep on going with that. The second one is, and this is really helpful if you've got one of those open relationships, decide, maybe I'll swap them actually. I'm going to swap them around, sorry. I'll go back to decide in a minute. That's just become number 3 because I've just realised that's a much better way to put it. Okay, so the first one is take the initiative. Second one is communicate. Okay, every single thing on marriage, every single thing on relationships, every single thing on understanding each other, every single thing on the love languages, everything is based on communication. Okay, and I've used this quote heaps of times, but something Tony Robbins says is that only 7% of our communication is verbal. So think about what you're saying verbally. I say a lot of things verbally, constantly. That's okay. Your body language, your emotional vibes, all those things are giving your partner a certain message. Yes, we can misinterpret them at times and all those things, of course. But what you're saying, how you're standing, are you standing like this? Are you standing comfortably with them? Do you give them a hug? Do you give them a high five? Do you ever say, hey, when they come in with that sort of voice? Do you get people to go out and stand and wave to them? We wave to my husband every morning when he leaves for work. Those sorts of things that seem really little, but they're actually massive. They add up to be massive, okay? So communication, okay? Yes, body language, all those sorts of things. But the way that you communicate and the amount of communication between you and your partner is crucial when you have got kids in the mix. Because even if you've just got a small baby, you, especially if you're a stay-at-home mum or you're on maternity leave, you're home with that baby all the time. You know every nuance of that baby's cry, everything that you usually do to keep them calm, everything that you usually, give them. And I give them another 20 ml of milk sometimes when they're like that. Well, your husband or your partner doesn't know that. Okay, they're not going to know that. Okay, or they might know it, but they're not going to remember it because they're not practiced in that stage. Okay, so it's just about us going, oh, sometimes I do this and it helps. Okay, so that's new baby stuff, obviously. Okay, and even a bit later on, if your partner hasn't spent as much time with your child. But where was I going with that? It's really, really important that we don't make it sound like we're telling them what to do. Has anyone else, hands up, drop a like, drop a comment if you've got a partner who does not like being told what to do. Okay, I'm a teacher, I'm good at telling people what to do. He doesn't love being told what to do, which is fine, okay? So what I do is I usually phrase it in a way that I'm like, this is what I do. You're welcome to choose. You don't have to do what I do, but here's what I do with the kids if you want to know what usually works. If you've got another idea, cool, do that. And I just move myself away instead of going, is that going to work? Because that makes him feel really under pressure then, especially when it doesn't work. So yeah, that's what I do anyway, is phrase it in a very non-confrontational way. All right, so that is hugely important. But communication is great, okay? Because if you can speak to your partner and your partner can speak back to you and you can have communication, it means that for starters, the kids see you communicating, really, really helpful, really, really important, really, really great for their emotional intelligence and their understanding of how to manage conflict and how to manage relationships, all huge for the kids. But most of all, really, really great for you guys and your united front as a parent team. Okay, so again, it all comes back to the team. A team cannot function if it doesn't communicate. If you're not yelling out, mine, chuck the ball to me, no one's going to know and you're not going to get the ball chucked to you, right? So again, communication is everything in a marriage or in, as parenting within partners when you're parenting your children. Okay? And the other one that I had just as a part of that was, again, don't assume. Do not assume that your partner knows what you are talking about. And I don't mean think they're silly, because they probably don't know what you're talking about. You probably don't know what they're talking about. All right, we've all got our own frameworks. We've all grown up with our own parents and our own experiences. And that's how we see the world. Okay, it may not be in a box, might be a big box, but that's how we see the world. So if your partner's looking at it through a different box or framework than you are, which he will be or she will be, because that's what happens, that every single person in the whole world, then you need to not assume that they know what you're talking about or that they know exactly how you want things done. Okay, so communication is really, really massive. A little tip that my husband told me is the word assume. If you assume, it makes an ass out of you and me. And I'm like, I can never say the word assume without thinking that. But it does, because I think, I don't know what you're thinking, you don't know what I'm thinking. Okay, and now we get on to the third little strategy or tip today. Okay, and I started saying it before. All right, and it is decide what your priorities are. Okay, so when you come to plan your day, when you come to talk to anyone else, when you are at work and you have to decide what has to get done today, like me in teaching, all right, we need to do so-and-so assessment today. Like it has to be done today or we're not going to have time to do all this follow-on effect. basically you have to decide priorities, and sometimes you have to just give up ones that you really want to do, right? Okay, can't go for a walk today because I haven't mopped the floors, and everyone knows that I quite often opt for the walk, but that's just a silly example. But if you don't sacrifice some things you like, you can't achieve what you're supposed to achieve in a day, right? It's the same sort of thing with relationships between parents. Okay, so to have a healthy relationship and be able to help with the kids with each other and parent really well together, it's really important to have little priorities. It doesn't have to be a physical list, but actually that could be, but actually talking to each other is really, really important, and going, you know what, it's really important to me that our kids don't lie. It's really important to me that when so-and-so happens, or for instance, we're talking about like cleaning the house. Let's just go back to a basic example. Cleaning the house. It's really important to me that the counter is clean every night. It's really important to me that, I don't know, that you listen to so-and-so's reader before they go to bed, because that means that everything can keep flowing. Okay, so priorities and communicating, that's why I swapped it and did that first. Communicating these priorities is very important, because when you've communicated the priorities and you're getting the top 5 things done, or the top, main top things, if you can decide 3 things each over a week, or 3 things each over a, time frame. A week's probably good, maybe 3 or 5 things a week that are really important to each of you. And you can go, you know what, I'm going to make sure those 3 or 5 things are done. Even if you're like, oh, my husband's coming home, he's going to be here in 10 minutes and he likes the floor wash. Like that was one of his priority things. Chucking all the rest up, put the kids in front of the TV for 10 minutes and just do that thing. All right, even though you think it's silly, whatever. If it's their priority, it isn't silly. You're working on your marriage, you're working on your parenting, you're working on actually helping your partner, because when you do what their priorities are, they will hopefully do what your priorities are too. Okay, and the kids again see that teamwork, they see that partnership, and they see that care and respect for each other as well. Can I just add in there, which is super important as well. Okay, so having those priorities, it sounds really silly, like what's your priority for the week? Well, no, if you can, you don't do it every week, but if you can just go right around the house or on a Tuesday night or whatever it is, what are the main things that make you feel calm? Is it walking in and seeing that so-and-so housework's done? Is it knowing that I've already paid all the bills perfectly and you don't have to think about it? Is it that I've mown the lawn? Is it that you've got your socks and undies folded? Whatever it is, it doesn't matter what it is, okay? Because it's their priority. Just make 2 or 3 priorities if you want to start with, and just go, okay, I'm going to make sure they're done. Let's commit to this next month, making sure that they're done every week, or, set a reasonable time frame. Making sure they're done, and you will be so surprised how that can change your relationship. Okay, and then if you want, you can add more priorities, or, add a couple more each or whatever, but you don't want thousands. Okay, but we're talking the top 3 or 5 priorities for helping you stay calm. Okay, so, and when I talk about those, relating it to the kids as well. It can be things for them to do with the kids, or yourself to do with the kids. So it can be, every week, I really, really want you, my top priority might be, can you please read a story to our kids, most nights. Okay, things happen sometimes, obviously, but can you just make it a priority to read the kids a story? And how good's that? As a mum, I'm like, yep, I love reading stories to the kids, but I read them through the day. So if my husband, if he doesn't always, can read a story to the kids at night before bed. They love it. He loves it. Everyone loves it. And I'm standing in the kitchen going, oh, I just needed that extra 10 minutes of just standing still without anyone on me before we do the whole bedtime thing. Okay, so for us, that works really, really well. All right, so the priorities to do with the kids can be part of those priorities, okay? It doesn't have to be, I've only got 3 priorities in life. Anyway, so they're my little tips today on parenting as a team. Okay, I've sort of explained already some of the ways we do that, but the biggest thing that I would say with parenting as a team comes back to one of my favorite topics always, is the topic of tone. A way you speak to your partner is one of the biggest ways that the kids and your partner are going to see how you respect them. They're going to see what you think of them. They're going to see what you actually care about. They're going to see your mood. We all have moments, right? But the way you speak to your partner generally, most of the time, is going to show what you think of them, okay? And if you're speaking down to them, that's not showing anything really epic to them. They're going, they don't think I'm very good, okay? And guys need respect, okay? And I'm not saying, you know, girls don't need it, but that's a big thing for men, for guys, okay? Respect, okay? For women, it's important too. Yes, we all need to be treated with respect, and that includes the way we are speaking to each other. All right, tone is really huge. If you can work on your tone, awesome. It's really hard, all right, but you can do it anyway. I know you can, because everybody can do it. Anyway, they're my 3 tips. I'm just looking here because I'm reminding myself. So the first one was take the initiative, get out there and take the initiative. The second one was communicate. Do not assume that they know what you're talking about. Communicate, okay, and be available to be communicated with. That's okay too. That's good as well, because you need that ebb and that flow. Okay, and the third one was decide on your priorities and try and get those done for each other. Do it as a gift to the other person, okay, and you're going to work on your marriage, awesome, and you're also going to work on what your kids see, and you can make the kids part of those priorities as well, okay, because let's face it, when we're a parent, our kids are quite high on the priority list, okay, so that's easy enough to pop them in there. Anyway, thanks heaps for watching today. I hope you guys are having a great day. And again, I'm going to pop this video up as part of one of my blog posts, and I'll have it written up sometime this week as well. Okay, so thanks for watching. Just one more thing I need to quickly say. I am starting in the next month, if you don't already know, I'm starting my online membership Facebook group. Okay, so, and that's going to have you get a group call once a month, question and answer call. Okay, you also get 20% off my 20% off my parenting masterclasses. At the moment, I've got 3. I've got another one coming up soon. Yep, so you get those and 20% off them. And you also get something else that I can't think of. Oh yeah, just access to me weekly. Thanks, Kate. Okay, so and I can answer your questions as part of the Facebook group, you know, in weekday, you know, sort of business hours through the week as well, okay? So anyway, if you're interested, jump on. It's going to be $19 a month, okay? But other than that, message me if you want any more information, okay? Hope you guys have a great day, and I hope these tips really, really help you parent as a team with your partner. Bye.